How you feeling, Leigh?
Tired, mate. Extremely tired. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't. You know, it's an hard graft, but it's for the greater cause. This stage of camp, you know, it's putting everything together. There's a lot of information to get my head around, as well as the grueling sessions, the fitness ones, and sparring. It's all going off, but feeling good. Obviously, it's third fight on the spin this year, so it's just the norm. Back on it, back in the run of the mill. Obviously, it's hard. Like, if it was easier, everyone would do it. That's what Brennan used to say all the time. But I do enjoy it. I do love it. I don't love feeling tired all the time and constantly have no energy to do all the things outside the gym. But it's only for a short period of time, and it's all for the fight night to get the win over the line. No, yeah, I am in the gym pretty much all the time. I'll only have a few weeks here and there. Don't get me wrong, I've had my downtime, I've had my breaks and that, but it's only a few weeks at a time. The Lara rematch, I felt like I'd not left the gym. I felt like having that quick turnaround and staying in the gym and fighting regular, it gave me something else. It gave me it literally was like I boxed a few weeks ago. And it's the same with this one, straight back out, had my little break, straight back in the gym. I think momentum serves me well.
Need to experiment with the Lara win. Listen to me in the rematch.
Right, so. Right, is that right, boo?
Straight shots.
Catch there, right up, back left
I think the activity's been great for Leigh Wood. A lot of people criticised the types of challenges that we put in front of him and how active those challenges have been in front of him. But I think each performance has progressed, and I think that's been key for him. I think that throughout his career he had a lot of spells where he was inactive. He's in a great position, and he's here to capitalise on it. He's not getting any younger, so for him to have these big fights, it's important that he gets his rest, but he lives the right life, trains properly, rests, recovers, eats well, looks after himself. He's able to do that. I think that's a huge part of it.
How have you developed and progressed as a fighter compared to the Leigh Wood who first walked through the doors here?
Oh, it seems like a decade away, to be honest. Is it 5 fights now with Ben? Yeah, completely different fighter, completely different mindset towards boxing, completely new way of doing things, and it works. And I can't thank Ben enough, and Lee Wiley and Barry for everything they've gave me, the opportunities they've gave me to go and do what I do. 2020, I think, literally had weeks before the British title, and it was like I didn't quite know what I was doing. The way Ben worked and Lee and Barry, it was just like I took a chance and I just listened. I thought, even if I don't get it, which I didn't at the time, I'm just going to listen and do what I need, do what I'm told, because I haven't really got another option. If I lose this fight, you know, it'd be very hard to come back from. It'd be second chance at a British title. You don't really normally get a third. And I just listened and did what I needed to do, and it paid off. And then bit by bit, the more time I spent down here, the more I get it, things click, and now I'm flying.
When Leigh first came, there was a little bit of resistance to our approach. I think it was like, we will address, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is okay, you need to adjust this, you need to adjust that, you need to do this, you need to do that. And at first there was a little bit of resistance for Leigh, but luckily I think he was at a point in his career where it was almost like, if I don't, like, what have I got to lose if I don't commit to it? So I'm just gonna go with it. And then scenarios occurred in the first fight that we had together that we had talked about and worked on, and I think he was like, actually there's something in this.
Was there a moment you can remember where the penny dropped?
I think it was the Zukam fight. I was in the other room before we extended to this gym, part of the gym, and I got a text, I think it was, about the fight, and I said to Ben, and he had a look, he went, you don't need to spar a lot for this fight, and I was like...
After the camp before, I actually gave him loads of sparring, loads and loads of sparring.
Honestly, I sparred about, I can't even remember how many rounds for that British title. I sparred more for that British title than all my other previous title fights put together. And then he's telling me I don't need to spar up for this fight. And I was thinking, hey.
We went through some drills, and then that, again, certain scenarios that we worked on occurred in that fight. And then obviously other fights are happening throughout, and he's seeing us work on things, and then those things happen in the fight, and the confidence just grows, obviously.
And then as that camp progressed and my drills clicked together with the 2 or 3 spars that I did have, it just clicked. There's more to boxing than actual fighting and throwing punches, and now I get it. Yeah, so I always pretty much eat clean. Like I said, I had them few weeks where when I see my kids and I take them to Casper's and have some desserts and bits and bobs, but I do try and eat clean, because even if I don't eat, if I'm not fighting and I don't eat clean, I don't feel great. I beat myself up a little bit, and I don't feel full of energy and tired all the time. So yeah, I do my own diet. I've done my own diet since I can remember, since turning pro, and just something where the more you do it, the more experience you get. I studied sport at college as well, so that helps. This could be my last fight, by the way. It is hard to beat. I do everything right. I live well, like I said, in between camps I live well. I diet really well, I do it right, I take the right amount of water out, I get my body fat to the right place, but even doing all the things right, it's still hard to make. This could be my last fight for the weight, unless there's a really good offer on the table to do it one more time. This could be my last time at featherweight. I am a big featherweight, if not one of the biggest featherweights in the world. I get in the ring pretty big, and it takes its toll, you know. Time after time, it gets harder and harder. Then, especially last time when I was making weight, and then someone come in my room, Eddie come in my room and was like, yeah, he's not making weight. I was fuming, and I had a bit to go, just like, you know, I said to myself, not again, but one more time. It's a massive fight, it's a massive opportunity. Win this fight, you know, my dream fight is literally around the corner. I don't know if at the City Ground, or being when I win this fight, will be at featherweight. I don't know if it's so much age, because I've been making featherweight since 2015, I think it is. But since being with Ben, like, I've developed physically. I've trained probably, yeah, you could even say I've trained harder, but I've trained smarter. Whilst you're training smart, you do all the right things, you know. I have got a little bit bigger, my legs got bigger, my top half's got bigger, I've got stronger. And it keeps squeezing yourself down, your body, in between the coming, your body just wants to go bang every time, and it's kind of keep it there, but you know, age as well, 35, so yeah, it's just hard, very hard to make, and I think you would see a lot better version of myself at super featherweight, and that's not making excuses, because this fight, I'm going to be on it like I always am. My weight's where it normally is, but every time it does get harder. So my plan is to go win this fight, and then possibly, I'm not saying definitely, but possibly move up.
What's your favourite part about camp, and what's your least favourite part about camp?
My favourite part about camp is probably when you've done all the hard work and fight week gets here, and you can start winding down, and you start to feel a little bit slightly superhuman when you've had that rest, and all the things you've been clicking together, all the drills and the research on your opponent, all comes together. So you're feeling good mentally, you're feeling good physically, and you can go out and perform in front of all your fans.
And your least favourite?
Least favourite part is, without a shadow of a doubt, being away from home, being away from my kids, my family, my friends. But you know, you have your friends like down here, like train alongside a lot of the good lads down here. That's the hardest bit, without a shadow of a doubt.
He's looked after himself, his discipline, his dedication, his commitment, his consistency. Those are things that have allowed him to, like I say, flourish in this point of his career. And it'd be great for me to sit back and go, yeah, you know, it's all down to us and down to whatever we've done and the work that we've done. But, you know, it'd be unfair to say that, because it's Leigh who, for years, you know, I remember Billy Joe coming and said that I don't think Leigh boxed, but it was coming up like 2 years, and he said every day he was in the gym like he was fighting in 3-4 weeks' time. That's why he's got to where he's got to. We've just put the cherry on top.
My daughter, my oldest, I think it affects her more than it affects me. Obviously it kills me, but I'm just used to it now. I know I have to go away, and it's for a short period of time, and I go home, FaceTime every day. But I said bye to her on Sunday afternoon, and she started crying, because she knows that it's not going to see her as much for 4 or 5 weeks. So yeah, it gets to her a little bit. She's quite emotional. But like I said, I've got FaceTime, do what I can. My friends always messaging me and ringing me, but sometimes, you know, my do not disturb goes on. It stays on there, and I get a few missed calls. Because sometimes, like, I'll come out of the gym, I'll come back and eat, I watch my things, I come back and I eat, I shower, I lay down, you get a few hours before you go to sleep, and it's like, you don't want to be on your phone, you don't want to be ringing and talking to everyone, telling everyone what you've been doing or what you're not allowed to do. You just want to switch off and watch your scouting report and go to bed. But my friends understand that, my family understand that, and like I said, it's a short period of time, short sacrifice, so to make for the bigger picture.
And I say this actually about the pair of them, and by the pair of them I mean Josh and Leigh. Lots of fighters out there, probably up and coming fighters or other fighters that haven't achieved as much as they have, that will look and go, I'm better than them. In what way? You might have more talent, whatever people we call talent. You might associate yourself with having more talent, but you haven't achieved what they've achieved. Why? Because the lads, the discipline, the character they've got has taken them to these places. That's something that a God-given talent that you haven't really done anything to earn, that you've been given, can take you. But when you start talking about character, your own personal decisions in the gym, outside the gym, all these things, when all these things start coming into having a factor, when talent meets talent, this is where the difference gets made, and that's been a huge thing for Leigh.
The way we approach these fights is the same for this fight as it has been for the last 5 fights. We look at our opponent's strengths, we look at the weaknesses, and we look at what I need to do to exploit them, and be careful of what they do good. Make sure they don't give them momentum what they're doing. Same for this fight. I know what I need to do. Don't make it easy. I think a lot of people think Josh has had better days. I disagree. I think he's looking good. I think against Lopez's fight it was to the nail. I thought it was a hard fight to score. He probably could have got it. So yeah, things are good. You know, I've come a long way since first walking in them doors.
I think this fight is a 50-50 fight. I think that there's certain areas of there's certain scenarios that I think Josh will absolutely dominate in. I think there's certain scenarios that Leigh will absolutely dominate in. And I think it's whoever, you know, if they're not able to avoid those scenarios or know how to kill the scenarios that favour the other person, that person is going to struggle big time. It's rare that you find 2 fighters that really thrive off of the crowd and the atmosphere, but these 2 guys do that. And I think that there's going to be the battle between the 2 fans who can make the most noise. It's almost like a bit of an away day for the fans, and then you're going to have the battle between the fighters as well, and the fact that they thrive off of that atmosphere. I can just see it, like, once it catches a light, just the fans pouring petrol on it and it just igniting.
But just push on, just fight it down, push on, get through it, and find out just getting closer and closer and closer, and can't wait.